everybody, and welcome once again back to Thylia. It has been a while and we have missed you. So it is best for me, for the players, and for you that we do a quick recap of the story so far. Our heroes of legend, Juno, Nefel, Opa, Atalanta, Persephone, Kaliandra, and Jury, brought together by prophecy and joined by the god of bards and the arts, Kira, are divined to save Thylia from catastrophe at the end of the Oath of Peace and defeat the Titans, Sidon and Lutheria. The first steps of this quest involved them achieving 3 great labors. First, they delved deep into the Mithril Mountains to reawaken the ancient mythical Mithril Forge, and the process cleared the tunnels out of ancient Chthonic death dogs and a giant 3-headed Cerberus. Next, they traversed the desolate mountain ranges to reach the necropolis at Telemach to retrieve the ancient weapons of the leader of the Dragon Lords, Xander Hwarath, freeing the Minotaur Graxus from his mortal form and successfully navigating the labyrinth we're in. And finally, they ventured through the magical Old Woods in search of the broken-off horn of the dragon Balmitria, finding an ancient temple of Sidon within, and uncovering a plot from a dryad named Demetria, who had been kidnapping young adults and feeding them to each other in a truly ghoulish ritual. In a roiling battle with Demetria, a Gigan, and a group of goatlings and Maenads, the gang grabbed the horn, and Nefel blasts Demetria into light and dust. After the encounter, the gang finds out that the awful ritual that formed the Maenads is completely irreversible, and so Kira, with the aid of Juno and Jury, perform a solemn funeral rite and send them to the afterlife peacefully. Before leaving the temple, Nefel imbibes the mythical wine of the horn and sees visions of times past, most notably a ship crewed by the damned, which is revealed to be the Ultros, the flagship of the Dragon Lord Esther Arcalander's war effort. A mythically powerful ship capable of sailing anywhere in the Cerulean Gulf and beyond. Also seen was the Antikythera, a magical navigation tool that will show directions based on the constellations of the stars. Kira is quick to point out that the next objective for the gang is to head to Mitros to speak to its king Acastus, as he is the only living heir to Esther and sits on his throne with his queen, Valis of the Five, Kira and Pythor's sister. Leaving the temple with all of the now freed people captured and a friendly satyr named Larius, the gang arrive back to a still partying Astoria. And we are going to pick up literally where we last left off of the group of you entering a partying Astoria. So you and we are actually going to enter a period of downtime. You guys know you've achieved your 3rd great labor. You now know the next port of call, but for the first time, really since this all started, since you all got those letters and met at the Sour Vintage, you've never had a break. Everything always seemed urgent. You had to go to see the Oracle. Lutheria attacked you in your dreams, and you had to head straight to Astoria. Upon arriving in Astoria, you had to save Anora from a sacrifice, and all the while you had 3 large tasks looming over you. So, but now your task is clear, but there's no urgency to it. And to top all of that off, you still have 5 days to wait while Vulcan repairs the axe and the shield of Xander Hwarath that you found in the necropolis in the Mithril mines, which are far closer to Astoria than they are to Mitros. So you now have 5 days to relax in a sense, to take it's only like you've only been doing this for the better part of about a week and a half. And it's, again, what, a week and a half? But now you've got time off. Obviously, there's some things now that are... There are some things now that you can do. I suppose the most pressing of which is what you plan to do with the horn. you'd previously found out that the horn was stolen from the Dragon Temple in Astoria. So I open the floor. What are people now doing either tonight or in the time, or in the time to come?
I mean, Callie sees a conga line, so she's fucking gone.
Can Bish just make some money somehow?
Like, are we talking like honest day's labor money or gambling money?
A bit of gambling, bit of thieving from some dishonest people, sort of money.
Yeah. Do you know what? We'll do some. We'll just kind of do some pretty. I won't make a huge scene out of this, but we'll just kind of do some rolls. So if you want to roll me for the thieving, we'll kind of cover this across like your days. So for your thieving, give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Yeah. 1 second to get my dice out. Yeah. Oh no, I piled all the stuff on top of my sheet.
You gotta dust off your dice.
Oh. Oh, oh no. Oh, I forgot I have both my sheets for Misdeeds and Persephone like stuck together, and I saw Misdeeds and like, oh shit. Wrong sheet. No.
Shoot.
Sleight of hand. That's 14.
14? Okay. I was kind of using this as like a sliding scale, because I'm not going to say that like you don't steal some money because you're you. I was more getting into roles kind of like get a sliding scale of just how much you steal.
Okay.
So 14. With a 14 across your kind of days, which kind of like grabbing a bag here, grabbing this there, let's flop into a pocket. You garner about 10 gold.
This is not enough.
And then for the gambling, I'm going to say that me and you are going to do a contested, just a D20 roll. But I believe you get to add your proficiency bonus.
Ooh, what's that again? I got
+3 now, because you guys are level 5.
Okay. Shall we roll?
Roll.
Oh god. Slipped it right out of the phone. Oh my god! Holy fuck. Okay, that's 3. It's not good.
+3 though is 6, which is still better than the 4 I rolled.
Yeah.
Thank god.
And through those kind of endeavors, and again, that's like to cover you kind of across. So like your luck wasn't great. Throughout the kind of the week, your luck wasn't great, but the guys you were playing against, the luck was worse. So across that, you garnered yourself about 15 gold through gamble.
So that's the 15 and the 10?
And the 10. So you like through your exploits, you've gathered about 25 gold. And actually, I seem to remember through actually just in reference to the last session back in Demetria's, I actually want to clear up if you took the jewels that were in her room.
Didn't I?
I think it was the guy. I think it was something that like you meant. I think it was something that like you said you would, didn't exactly say it, and then Callie like reminded me. I think you fell asleep during the session.
I'm not going to say that didn't happen.
So for the record, So for the record, because I remember like you rolled a nat 20 searching the room, so you'll absolutely just have this. So you also gained from that 2 necklaces worth 100 GP each, 4 rings worth 50 GP each,
4 rings.
4 rings,
Okay.
and 6 gems of different sorts, each coming to about 50 GP each.
So, sorry, how much were the necklaces?
The necklaces were 100 GP each.
And the rings were also 100.
No, the rings are 50. So 200 worth of necklace. So yeah, 200 worth of necklaces, 200 worth of rings, and 300 worth of gems.
But did you say 200 worth of rings? I thought the rings were 50.
50 each, but there was 4 of them.
Oh, it's more.
And like if you want, then in the time, I'll basically just say that you went and shilled them for their cash amount. If you want to just add that to your cash.
Okay, could you do me a favor and just type that in the chat?
Will do.
Thank you.
And unless there's anything else Big Boost wants to do, does anybody else want to run a scene, or is there anything particular anybody wants to do?
I've got some
I'm
ideas.
a little busy.
Sorry, which one? So, Oprah Juno or Oprah Jury?
Oh,
Sure,
sorry.
you go
Opa, go ahead.
Jury, you go first, please.
I'm so busy.
Eric.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Can you guys not hear me?
Oh, we
can
couldn't hear
hear
a word
you.
you were saying there.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Atalanta, are you busy?
No, what would you?
It's respectfully, you're covered in dirt. Let's get you a keratin treatment for that new haircut. No? Come on.
She like reluctantly follows him.
Yeah. So if possible, I want like us to haul ass down to like some sort of like bathhouse kind of vibe that's like in, I don't know, like that seems kind of like nice, like not like trashy, and just go there and like get a room for ourselves and talk when we have the chance. Can we do it? Man, I forgot how to be a player.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, like that's up to yourself if you want to do that. Like again, the night you got back to Astoria, or if this is like another day. But yeah, there's a private bathhouse, kind of up near the palace, and you guys are completely renowned. Like the moment the two of you walk in, like the guy behind the counter is like, "Oh, Master Jury, Master Atlanta, what could I do for you?"
Listen, we're getting 3 keratin treatments, rose oil, and with some touches of lavender and ylang ylang. Do not fuck me with the water-based stuff, and throw some petals in for good measure. Okay?
I wouldn't dream of it. We'll pluck an entire rose bush, and of course, all of this is on the house for everything you've done for the city.
Naturally.
For myself, hot water and some soap will do.
As you wish. And so yeah, you are led in with 2 private small baths, one of which is lavishly bubbled and petaled and fragranced and colored. There's even some shimmering sparkles as if a bath bomb had been put in, and it is colored. It is colored pink, of course. And the other is simply just a mellowed steaming water with a dish with a bar of soap just sat next to it.
Atlanta's
We've had
just
a
gonna
day.
like literally start deep-cleaning herself, like no shame. Derobe straight into the bath.
No, you've had a rough time. You're allowed to indulge a little.
Yes, I asked for hot water, didn't I?
I I know you have I understand that you've been through quite the day, and I just wanted to check in and ask how you were doing after the passing of your sisters. And while no one was looking, I wanted to see if you were all right.
I appreciate it, friend, but I am fine. This is not the first time I have lost.
Yeah, the fifth wound hurts as much as the 500. It's not the number doesn't matter. I just wanted to be sure that you're all right. And hesitant as you are, I know you indulge, and then I think I start fucking around, just like, ooh, more sparkles. Anyway, not the point.
She's
You know,
like
if
rolling her eyes at this, like.
whatever. If you
Well,
need
perhaps, Master Jira, I could
help or
ask
anything, we're
you
here.
how you are faring. You seem to need to talk about your feelings. Are you upset or angry, or perhaps tired?
Yeah, I'm fucking exhausted. My ass handed to me. Like, I'm so tired.
I did notice you
Listen,
have.
I'm coming down pretty hard. Also, I did some shit before we left Astoria, and like I was like, I'm good to drive, and then it turns out I wasn't. But it's fine.
She just looks very disapproving. In future, if you do intend to drive us while under the influence, I would appreciate a heads up.
It would if I knew what was going on. What were you saying? You noticed anyway earlier?
That she seemed to be rather prone to falling over.
And what's your point?
I'm just checking that as our endeavors become more dangerous, this is not going to be a regular habit of yours as a friend. And
Okay, I'm getting up and searching this place for clues. I'm not having this conversation with you, Silver. Look, listen, I'll be fine. God, is this a fucking Riesling? This place is a joke. I think I uncork it with my teeth and start drinking. It's like fucking provincials in this town. I can't stand it. Anyway, whatever. Is fine.
more importantly, I notice you also seem to have some issues with the Dragon Lords. May I ask why that is?
Can I be completely honest with you? And I like lean over to talk softer. I don't super know what they're about. I know whatever metal learn things, but there's more important things to life than history. You know how it is. But it is not so much they themselves. The colonizing is pretty bad, got to say. But is more so the system that they represent. I find like Castus especially particularly reprehensible in the style of leadership, and I see that people like that wield power solely for their own gain, and it would be best be given to the people who actually do the work. And also, I'm 100% certain he hates me personally, even though I've never done a thing wrong. So, it's whatever.
So there's no personal reason for you to dislike the Dragon Lords. You merely disagree with their petty politics.
Politics is not petty when it is the entire thing that our society is built on is very important. If he was just a shitty dude who had some bad ideas, that's whatever. But he holds the most influential position in Mitros and in I'd say a greater part of Thalia. The things he thinks and does hugely affect me.
Who would you replace him? You.
As if the people. I see no need for a king.
It is an
Why? What
interesting
is
point of view.
what's your issue?
Oh, I do not talk of politics. It is nothing to me. As soon as I am finished with this quest, I will be heading back to my sisters in Themis.
That doesn't answer the question. You said what it's
Hmm.
not.
She just like looks at him and then just like slowly sinks under the water and just like boop, 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 the bubbles.
I'm gonna say in his scene, like he's like, I say very respectfully, you are a pain in the hole so much of the time. But I love you, so it's okay.
She does that like that little salute, their hand. Well, my friend, I find you a pain, but not nearly as bad as others in our group. So I will endeavor not to be quite as much of a pain in your butt in future.
I promise you can't keep. Now, come on. I see, like, there's some purple shampoo in here, get it. You don't want them. I know you care just about lifestyle, whatever, quest, things like that, but that does not mean that your own self has to sacrifice. It'll suit you. Come on. Then that new choppy bob needs, might as well emphasize it, It suits your face. You look wonderful.
Will it please you if I allow you to do whatever this is?
No. I think you can figure it out yourself. Is shampoo. I'm sure you've heard of it. Do they have it in Themis, or are you still, or are you that far behind?
Of course, we know how to wash ourselves in Themis. We are not great brutes like you. She grabs the shampoo off and starts like aggressively scrubbing her hair with it.
Whatever you say. I think I've said all I've had to say. Maybe we just sort of hang out anyway.
Yeah, I think this is chilling, just vibing.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm stealing
Great.
a bunch of shit, so I'm putting soap in my inventory.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Everything that's
Like,
not nailed down.
No, absolutely. And like, even if anybody had saw you, they're not going to fucking start questioning you. You are the saviors of their city. So like, they'll
Remember Enora? She's still alive. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, they're increasingly chill about this. That's awesome. Yeah, no, that was great, guys. So I suppose any other scenes, any particular interpersonal stuff, anywhere you guys want to go, anywhere you guys want to see.
Just before we actually do it, could you also send on that list of stuff that Vulcan can make? So I want to browse real quick.
Yeah, sure. And again, like there was that list, and also it is a magical forge, so he can also just kind of make, obviously with the components available, pretty much any magic weapon you can find a listing for, he can organize it.
I'm looking for his prices.
We could, like, you'd have to ask which one it is, but we could, yeah. Well,
And also, what I'm
Only
talking to a jury about expanding our ops portfolio.
yeah, like if you two want to have a quick scene there, yeah, of course, that's go right ahead.
Listen, because I'm rolling, but I have to tell you, I have no fucking money. No, you don't understand. I've had no money before. I am on 0 copper pieces. I'm fucking broke. Please,
Okay.
I'm pro this. Yes,
Good.
I'm looking.
I have been working while we've been at leisure here. I've worked a little bit. I've made a little bit of something, and I may have had a little bit more of something from our last adventure. So I'm wondering, is this the wisest time to invest?
I'm gonna pat on my shoulder and be like, listen, stocks, they're not in your brain, they're in your heart. What do you feel?
I feel like if we buy all their ox here, they're going to be really desperate in about a few months' time for some more ox.
Great idea. Oh, Python just said that, we used all the oxen. So if you buy all of them now, then suddenly you have the oxen monopoly.
This is true.
And if Pythor has some to give away, like he was saying he can offer 50 oxen, that means he has some. And listen, your dad high as shit right now, probably. So you could probably convince him to sell off his oxen assets, and then suddenly you have all the stonks in a store, you know?
I could also maybe I could swing a Pythor discard, you know?
Oh, you got that. Listen, you got those weapons before when you asked nicely, and it worked out. I think you have to do it.
Okay, to the oxen merchant.
And then
Is there
I'm
an
gonna
oxen
go follow.
Like
God.
there's like outside, like in the kind of the surrounding kind of in the surrounding kind of a township or like around Astoria, there's plenty of kind of like farming community and some livestock merchants. There's a bit of a Smithfield horse market sort of dealy for livestock.
I'm just gonna give Buse the help action for whatever he's about, for whatever he does in this interaction. Everything.
No, you go and like you go to one of the kind of the farmlands, and there's a running like a livestock auction.
Okay, Buse is gonna walk up to the man with the biggest hat. Because they obviously have to have the biggest oxen. Or the most oxen, whichever makes more sense.
Look, what's a very Greek hat?
Ooh, I got a picture.
Oh, one of those gladiator helmets, maybe?
Like it wouldn't be like he wouldn't be like a fighty man. He's just kind of
Maybe he just likes the merch.
But yeah, like it's pretty busy. Yeah, like it's pretty busy. It's pretty thriving. And there is like there's a handful of there's definitely a handful of people around, kind of buying and selling, and yeah, you see like a handful with some. You see a handful of people definitely like more kind of rough spun tunics and capes, definitely looking for like kind of a starting, like a kind of a starting lamb, or even some people just kind of looking for just like a lamb to kind of to slaughter for food. But you definitely do see some people in much more resplendent robes. And you see one in a very rich, fine, kind of silken red. Hat on his head, a wide brimmed bronze cast, kind of wide brimmed cap, as he stands there, cane in hand, talking to somebody who still looks very fancy, but he definitely is considering as a lowly peasant.
You're one. You at least got this.
Okay, Bisephine's gonna clop his way up to this person.
He's he's not super tall, particularly against you, so you kind of clip-clop, and he's kind of like leaning to the side on his cane, and he kind of regards you and just, like, looks you up and down and is like, "Can I help you, or are you here for sale?"
Well, how you say, how is she cutting? Yes. And Bisephine's going to turn back towards Jerry like, this is how farmers speak.
Cutting? I wouldn't say how far it is cutting. But
How you say, grand stretch in the evening, no?
I did all of my stretching in the morning, good man.
Well,
Why
this
are
is,
The
you...
palace at Astoria has quite the road frontage, you know? It's very impressive.
It is a...
I hear that young newfound prince is going to play for county.
Yes, the palace has some quaint architecture, but it is... I find it is very old. I need something nouveau riche. I prefer... My tastes dwell in something of the avant-garde.
Okay, I can see you're a man who likes to dispense with the pleasantries, cut to it. The chase, they say. So, you're a man that sells livestock, yes?
I've been known to, work in the commerce of creatures.
Okay.
The problem with livestock is they wither and die, but wine, that investment only compounds.
Yes, wine
The
stock.
longer you have it. You've just bought a sizable amount of oxen. Perhaps you wish to upgrade.
I've tried my hand at Vinery, but that brute Theracles is holding the market on that one.
Therapy, so.
That's what he's done.
He has the entire wine market.
At least in Astoria, he is the vintner of choice.
I see. And are you, my friend, looking to break into the wine market? And by break, I mean break.
I am pretty comfortable in my dealings right now, but I could be convinced to dip my hand. So are you trying to kind of get him out of Ox and kind of get him in, trying to kind of play as like, hey, you should probably start wine and get rid of all your Ox, right?
Yeah, let's say that's what we're going for.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh,
I'll help.
dear. Bum. Persuasion.
Name drop that you're the prince. See if that will help sway him.
That is a 17 for persuasion.
Eric, you said you were giving the help action, right?
I am.
You want to roll that with advantage, Dave?
Sure. Yeah, 17 we're going with.
He kind of looks you up and down. Vinery is a noble pursuit, and livestock is certainly a thriving business. But tell me, young man, and he kind of leans in close to you, Persephone. He's like, have you ever considered, there was a thriving market in Mitros for your...
My what?
He's eyeing Jury for your...
Yeah.
Blood?
I am well aware of the taste of Mitros. We are not in Mitros.
It is in itself a thriving market. You seem a man of discernible tastes. I just think you should consider your options.
Okay, I'm considering. You give. We can. We'll discuss more about how to get you into the wine market and give up this foolish stock trade, livestock trade. You know, me and my Persephone is using air quotes ward. We have certain connections in the palace. We have the ear of some important people who buy the provisions of Pythor himself.
Yes.
And you know, Pythor, he likes a drink.
That he does.
A thriving custom from him alone.
Say we could get you exclusive sale rights to Pythor himself.
He kind of you see him kind of licking his lips.
Ugh. I'm not liking this guy.
The ear of the king. You see, you know that the wine sales have been skyrocketing recently with the bacchanalia.
Yes, the conga lines, they
Late.
love the wine. Some say it is the fuel of the line.
I tell you what, young sir, I am in possession of a paddock of 6 fine bred oxen at this moment. What are you offering me as a buyout to kickstart my, as you say, my new found connection with His Majesty?
Let's just say we could.
I'd be like, as we all know, an oxen cost as much as a bag of saffron, which is 15 gold pieces. So,
Oh,
whatever that number is, I think that's a good one. I'm not having this fucking this fucking rube stiff us, no?
wait, but by the way, we're talking aside, right?
Yeah. I'm whispering.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay. This hayseed, how they say. Well, I mean, what if we could convince him that we provide the stock for his new business venture, and he gives us his old stock? And where we acquire this stock, who's going to ask?
we're promised some wine from Sostre anyway. Oh fucking! This is why you're heading the Stonks in management. This is fucking why. Yes. Yeah, perfect. Sounds good. You tried to convince
Yes,
him
I am the head of
help.
Stonks management,
Yes.
the official title.
I'll get you a
So
placard.
what will it be, young man? What is your first offer?
Well, we have a proposition for you. You are looking to get into a new line of business, you will need stock. We could provide this stock. In return, you provide us your own stock, which you will not be needing anymore.
Benefit of
Eh,
wine bottles, eh? They don't shit in the field, so you won't have to clean up with them. No more farmers'
Exactly.
wages.
he sees, he kind of, when you start talking to him, Jerry, he kind of eyes up and down. Oh yes. And he looks back to himself and he's like, a tit for a tat, is it? Well, I tell you, if you can provide me with 30 barrels of a fine vintage, I could consider relinquishing my assets.
Tell me, my newfound friend. How much is the going price per barrel of wine at the moment?
It's a fluctuating market, you know, and well, it all as well depends on the vintage. A fine East Historian, you could sell a barrel, depending on the year, you could sell a barrel for up to 10 gold, but that is a particularly rare. I think a barrel would put you back 5 mostly.
Okay. We will need a little bit on top to match the price of the oxen.
I think it is a fair trade. I have to tell you how high quality my breed is.
So quick. You have You're dexterous, no? Good with sleight of hand. You just get some cheap piss wine and you swap the labels. You'll be fine. You won't know.
This is a good idea. This is a good idea. Okay, my friend with the silly hat, you have a deal.
Yeah. Like, yes, 30 barrels of a fine vintage for 6. And he holds out his hand for a handshake.
Persephone is going to lift a hoof.
He shakes it, but he shakes your hoof, but it is the limpest, coldest handshake.
Ugh. I could feel that through the hoof.
You absolutely could.
Okay. In the injury, I'm going to scope out this wine cellar. The only wine cellar in town, apparently.
So there are like several small vineyards, like in the kind of the surrounding, in the surrounding fields, but the major one, and certainly the one providing for most of Astoria, is Theracles' one, out the eastern side of Astoria. Of course, Theracles being Corona's father, the young boy you saved from Demetria.
Who has already promised us wine?
Oh, that's very true. Okay, Jerry, do you want to do the talking here?
Talk about it. It seems perfect. I see no flaws in this plan. I've never once seen any problem in this plan, and it's all going perfectly.
So I'll tell you what, actually. So like you guys leave then the kind of the Live-StOX Market. Across like that's like I think it's pretty well established this couple of days after you get back. In the preceding time, Karna has shown up to the palace where you guys were staying. Has left a message that he invites all of you to visit the vineyard. He says that his father really wishes to speak to all of you as a group.
Okay.
So do you
not tell him about this plan? This could fuck his business. Let's fucking not tell him about this. Do this under the table.
This is 30 barrels for our pleasure, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And once we tell everyone else that it's for the Stonks in, they'll 100% agree to give it away.
Guaranteed.
Great.
They all
So
love
do you?
this plan.
Great. So do you reconvene with the group then, and then head over?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Awesome. So so you reconvene and make your way just kind of up through the kind of up through the northeastern sector of town, just out the northeastern gate, past where the palace resides. Up a sloping road until you find a lonely vineyard on the outskirts of the city. Wooden trellises erupt from the tilted soil in neat, symmetrical rows. Healthy green vines wind around these structures, bearing a bountiful crop of brilliant purple grapes. After some walking, you find a fit, middle-aged man among the vines, pruning the plants with great care. Upon hearing your approach, the man turns to greet you. And just as he kind of gets up, you look past him, and there is Karna, who spots you and immediately just his face lights up. It's like, oh, friends, welcome, hello, everybody. Father, this is of course Gladius Astra. Gladius Astra. This is my father Theracles. He runs the premier vineyard of Astoria. And Theracles, a very well tanned, bald man, very well stocked, kind of gets was like, yes, my son has told you has told me all about all of you. I have to start by giving you nothing but my most heartfelt thanks for saving him and his friends. He told me all about the nightmares that were held within. I can't even imagine the hell that would have been to witness. And once again, you have my thanks for saving my son and our city on several occasions.
We're all here, aren't we?
Yep.
Well, it was nothing really. Does work up an awful thirst.
I can see that you are a man of discerning tastes. Yes, let's come. We'll head to the house. We'll get you set up. I've been saving a 731 vintage for a very special occasion. I think it's been dusting in the cellar for a while. I think it's about time we crack that out. It's supposed to have a nose of a fine oak mixed with a fine cidery vinaigrette. Come on, come. Let's go. And he brings you then up his hills into for like the size of the vineyard and the pedigree of the wine here, a pretty humble little house. Definitely not like you'd nearly miss it in the scope of the vineyards. But he brings you in. It's very kind of a Spartan layout. There's nothing too fancy, nothing too extravagant. But he has he doesn't it doesn't look like he has many visitors either. So he just kind of he pulls up as many kind of chairs and stools and a bench he can find. He's like, I'm so sorry, we don't entertain much, and particularly not for such a large group. Please, if you don't mind, I could get a chest if anybody wishes to sit, but we don't have many. We don't have many to spare.
We're all here, right?
It'll be fine. It's
Yep.
perfect.
Yeah. All 7 of you are here.
Oh, geez.
I am happy to stay standing.
Please.
Take a chair.
Well, before we get along with the pleasure of
Gally, it is rude to ask.
Of course, yes, Mr. Calianda, and he pulls up one of the stools for you. Well, before we start enjoying the fine taste of some of the vintages, I have something I wish to give you as thanks. And he moves over to his fireplace, and you notice that above it is a fine golden javelin. And he reaches up and picks it down and lays it before you. He's like, "This is an old family heirloom vase. One of my ancestors fought in the war alongside the Dragon Lords, and they used this to push back the Titans. And I feel it's always been in our family with the idea of the Oath of Peace ending. It was something that we held on to for when the bad times would come back. But with you in the fray, I have the absolute faith in you that you will continue this age of peace. And I see no reason for us to hang on to such a weapon of destruction. And I wish to gift it to you to help in achieving that goal. And he's going to hand that to Persephone. So Persephone, he hands to you a javelin of lightning.
Ooh.
of which I am going to drop the stats in the chat. And he shows you what, like, he kind of puts in your hands, like, it is a fine piece of craft. See, if it is a finely sculpted. It's bronze but gilded in gold, so it is resplendent and very form fitting. But you see, if you just speak, but if you twist just the handle right here, and he twists it, and suddenly a lightning arc just starts beaming from the head of the blade, and he twists it back. Like, it brings down the power of the skies upon the enemy.
Ah, God.
May I just say Opa is beaming?
Yeah. So please, this is my thanks to you for saving my son.
Where is he, by the way?
He's in. He's with you. He's
just not speaking.
No, he's just kind of, he is beaming as well. He's happy. He's happy that you're here, and he's also he's just smiling for you. He's happy that you're here, and he's obviously he was told that this was going to happen, so he's glad to see you guys get the spear. He kind of looks and shucks. Is like, yeah, to be honest, if I don't think I could have. I really don't have the hands to wield it. It's better that I wouldn't have been able to wield it if things went sour. I think it is best that you guys have it.
No, you're too soft. You're better with the dancing and instruments.
I am far more of a deft hand with the tambourine than a spear.
Yes, we see you with the conga lads.
I've managed to shape them into some kind of order sometimes.
Kev, just a quick lower question: is Python a Titan or is just a regular god?
He's a god.
He is a god. The Titans are far more ancient.
Ah, yes. Apologies. It's been so long.
Oh, that's fine. But yeah, so he's Theracles is like, well, enough with not to stand on ceremony too much. Let's get you some let's get some wine. Let's celebrate this. And he kind of he goes and he opens a large trap door that like a large kind of like floor cellar door that was prominently off the side, and he cracks it open. The smell of kind of dust kind of blows up the air, and he runs down, and he comes back out with a handful of bottles, and he comes down back with a handful of bottles, and he kind of goes into another room with a handful, and comes out with like kind of a tray full of glasses, and then proceeds to kind of start pouring various whites and reds, and starts telling you the kind of the stories of each of them, about how this one was this about how this vine was grown by his grandfather back in the year where Pythor overthrew Esther Archelander from the throne of Astoria, and how that was such a rejoicing day for the city because truly Esther was a tyrant of a king. And starts talking about that, and like kind of starts telling you bits of history through the wine, some kind of grand sweeping tales of the land, and some much more kind of personal tales about how this was the wine that was grown when his father was born, and things like that. And it's very kind of he's a very pleasant man to be around, and is kind of really just kind of very, very friendly with all of you.
I like this guy.
I'm gonna scoot over to Opa at some point during all this. Do you think you'd be able to use that javelin?
much as I would like to, and believe me, I would like to, I don't think it's quite within my skill sets. I can handle a dart, but I couldn't handle a javelin.
For the record, it is a simple melee.
It is not a weapon that wizards can use.
Okay.
Opa has seen javelins, and she was like, no thank you. Until now.
Thieves can use it, can't they?
Rogues, rogues. I'm sure rogues can use simple weapons. Yeah.
Everyone else can use simple weapons.
Yeah, it's just the
Except-
wizards aren't meant to be fighting.
Not the wizards.
We have a strange wizard.
Actually, so Dave, you were handed it. Would you please read out the flavor text of the Javelin of Lightning, because I think it is pretty fucking sick.
There's a flavor text.
So this is just the text that says Javelin Lightning, right?
Yeah, it's description on the page I sent you.
This javelin is a magic weapon. When you hurl it and speak its command word, it transforms into a bolt of lightning, forming a line 5 feet wide that extends out from you to a target within 120 feet. Each creature in the line, excluding you and the target, must make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw, taking 4d6 lightning damage on a failed save,
Oh my god.
and half as much damage on a successful one. The lightning bolt turns back into a javelin when it reaches the target. Make a ranged weapon attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes the damage from the javelin plus the 4d6 lightning damage. My
My
god.
god.
The javelin's property can't be used again until the next dawn. In the meantime, the javelin can still be used as a magic weapon.
As I said, pretty fucking sick.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Want it. I want it so bad.
Um,
I thought it'd be pretty fun for the flying person to have it, but oh well.
That would be.
But so unless there is unless Jury and Persephone want to maybe ask Theracles a question.
Say, Theracles.
Yes, Master Persephone. By this point, I think you've had a couple of glasses worth of samples at this point. So he's obviously a man that is well drunk, but you can see his nose is getting a little red. He's enjoying the company, the celebration, and also the wine. So he is in very good spirits. So yes, Master Persephone, what can I do?
This, I think, is the finest wine I have ever tasted. Would it be possible for us to take a barrel for the road?
Barrel, of course, yes. Take two. I'm happy to. Yes, of course.
You are most generous. We do have a very, very long road, and, well, we do like fine wine, but we can't drink it all the time. It would spoil it. We are willing to purchase your worst barrels of wine. Cheap, preferably.
The worst is the worst is some of the new stuff. There's a couple of there's a couple of barrels from when I was teaching the lad here to press it, and it's drinkable, but it's not. It would be a part of the standard we've done. I've got about 10 barrels of that stuff, and then a handful of others. But what? Yes, of course. I tell you what. I didn't think the javelin, as much as it means for me to take the javelin, I didn't think it was I didn't feel it was enough. But if you wish to take the 10 barrels from that, be my guest.
Like double fisting glasses of wine, like 2 in each, like massive hand, and what can I say? We're people of simple pleasures. We don't require much.
You
whatever
are
Bish is saying, I agree.
Most generous man.
God, Jerry, you fucking lush.
But I tell you, I insist we will pay at least 2 gold per barrel. of the piece. We'll take the good stuff for free. We're not crazy.
Yes, the dividends. Yes, I understand.
Dividends.
Well, you're definitely very generous, and I'm glad to see that you're looking out for the wealth of the vineyard. Yes, of course. We're happy to. I'm glad for this transaction. So what was that? 2 gold, that's 20 gold for the 10 barrels.
20 gold for the 10 barrels. Okay.
I'll organize some men to have that sent to the palace.
Do me a favor. Do not bring it to the palace, please. Could you bring it to what was the name of that tavern that we all met in?
Oh.
Dragon's Tooth? No, there's too many roads
Yeah.
there. Have them send it to the wagon.
Okay, the wagon, but we will need to drop by the Dragon's Tooth. I have a plan, you see.
Yeah, that sounds good, but I just don't want people stealing it. No? We have to. We can't. Can't risk some fucking rule coming in and seeing the piece.
Steal what?
I am so sorry, guys. I couldn't hear a word of that. My microphone screwed me there. I think I missed like a solid minute of conversation there. If there was anything you wanted to ask of Heracles O'Carna.
To just bring the wine to our wagon.
Yeah. So yeah, he'll get some hands on that tomorrow.
Okay. Bish is gonna turn to Jerry. He's like, okay. So what we need is about 20 more barrels, a barrel maker, preferably as well, and a fuck ton of water.
Dog, this is a brilliant idea. She's like, have you ever seen that play, The Werewolf of Wall Street? She's exactly like that.
Oh yes, the man was cursed to stay up all night with crazy powder.
I dream we all have something. Yes, this is good. We can do this. We got to find someone. Even listen. People have got to be drinking barrels of wine that are already on the street. We just hang out around the streets enough. We'll probably pick up some. People will think we're cleaning up the trash.
I mean, as well, the owner of the Dragon's Tooth has to have some empty barrels going for cheap.
Oh, yes, exactly. So we go to the Dragon's Tooth and we just unload it in secret. It's perfect.
Yeah.
On the ball with this.
So you continue then the night of kind of talking with Heracles, talking with Karna, and then I think we'll close that scene off there. So do you want to? I think we can get back to Boos and Jury's harebrained scam. Scam. Is there anybody else? I know actually. Ko, I think you wanted to run a scene earlier.
Yeah. So Opa is going to sort of use this opportunity. She's got a couple of purchases and things to do. So the first thing she's going to do is she's going to head on down to that library from before, and go to meet her friend whose name she didn't ask. And I think at this point it's sort of like, nice to see you again, person who definitely said their name in passing to me before, but I don't remember it, and I'm not trying to be rude, so what are we, you know?
Just knew them as you there.
You head back down to that library, and the last time you saw him, he was absolutely smashed. But it's been a couple of days. You know, you've gone your adventure. You've come back. It's been some time, and so you come back, and the sign is open. The store's open. The party's still kind of raging. We're coming to the last kind of days or two of it. And you walk in, and he's just kind of there, like slumped over his desk, just kind of hands over his eyes, just like Like, oh. And he hears the bell, like, the sound of the bell you can tell is actually causing him physical pain. He's like, oh.
Well, aren't you looking quite cheery today?
Oh God, Mr. Sopa, hi.
Rough night,
Oh.
rough couple of days, rough week, rough year.
Oh. Let me tell you, librarians are not designed for this.
No, I've known quite a few librarians who would disagree with that. Maybe out here in Astoria. Sorry, I'm being a little bit rude. I didn't get a great deal of sleep last night either.
No, it's fair. I've done this to myself.
Yeah. Well, I'm here to sort of
Yes,
collect.
I
Yes,
woke up yesterday morning,
of course.
and I can't say I recall retrieving this, but this was on my desk, and that is a listing for the alarm spell you requested so long ago.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I
So
remember
grateful.
sending the request out for this,
Yes.
and that's where that story ends. And here it is.
You know what? I'm appreciative that it has arrived to me, and that though parts of the story may be missing for you, the part that matters to me has been filled.
So tell me, actually, I can't remember. Were you looking for a scroll or an actual listing for the spell? Because I am not 100% sure on the mechanics of wizards and spells.
So, the way that it works is I can copy spells from scrolls or from other wizard spellbooks, which is kind of the appeal of dropping my book off for people to copy it out of it, is that they're guaranteed to get the spell from that. If it's a scroll, there's a chance that you might fail after getting it. So, is this a scroll? I kind of hope it is.
Yeah. So so this is a scroll.
Cool.
And he's looking at it, like, yes, no, even though I'm not quite sure where I got it, I certainly paid for it. So it would be so that would be 50 gold for the scroll.
50 gold. Yes, that should be quite fine. And Opa sort of fishes in and takes out 50 gold pieces. That 50 gold had previously been in the register here at this library in particular. But now it goes back to the library once more.
Just redistribution.
Internet. Yes.
Internet.
Symbiosis.
While I'm here, if you don't mind terribly, I'm going to sort of peruse that which you have already unstuck, if that doesn't bother you too much. I'll try to be quiet about it.
Yes, that's thank you. And as you kind of then start going throughout the aisles, you just kind of look back and you see him just like put his head back down, just kind of put his hood back kind of over him. He just kind of goes fetal in his chair.
Okay.
And yeah, so you want to basically buy some spells. I am happy enough to kind of run that. Like, if you tell me kind of which ones you're looking for, he has pretty much anything up to about level 3 stocked.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So anything you're looking for, if you want to just message me that, we can kind of run that off screen if you want.
Of course. I can absolutely do that.
We'll work out kind of how much each of them are going to cost.
Yeah, of course. Because each of these are going to cost me to put them into my spellbook as well on top of it. Yeah, it'll be cool. All right, so there's that, and I think she sort of peruses and finds a couple of things, purchases them, and sort of takes them off with her. The first thing
to feel like it's very much a matter of like you kind of you take the scrolls that you find, and then just leave like the sack of coin to what is definitively like the market price for them on the counter without really saying anything.
Yeah. Fantastic. And as soon as I'm sort of like free and clear of the place, I like just stop holding sort of the breath that I was trying not to give out, because you know when you're in like a place where you're supposed to be quiet and like you're just trying to you're being maybe a little bit too quiet, or like your arms move and you're thinking, oh, that makes too much noise. That's the kind of vibe that she's going about.
I can only imagine the compounding factor having wings would do to that.
Yeah, it's a whole process. So yeah, she sort of takes off from there. Her spellbook is sort of there for the moment. She's just sort of gonna go over these in her own time. Next thing she's gonna do is she wants to contact Pythor, I believe. Pythor? Then I'm looking to contact about Mithril Forge. No, yeah,
Vulcan.
Vulcan.
Vulcan is the one.
Sorry,
I mean,
Pythor is on my brain.
ain't he always?
The bird, no?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's that's actually, and especially with like considering kind of the time here, it's up to yourself if you want to either travel to the forge, which you at this point well know the way, or if you wish to just simply send a messenger bird. There's a rookery in the palace.
I think I'll go and visit him.
There's also our special bird, but whatever.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm a type of bird myself, and
That is, I forgot that.
Yeah. So yeah, no, you head out again. You know the trail, and on Nigel, like, not nothing against the rest of you, unencumbered from a group. It is a far faster trip solo without the mule.
of course.
On Nigel, you book it. You're like there within a couple of hours. And as I said, like, you know, plenty of time. There's no this. So you arrive. You make your way down through. Definitely, since you've been there again, the place is looking much sharper. A lot of the rubble has been cleared off. The stains, like, although the last three the carcasses of all the monsters were gone, the stains look to have even kind of cleared up. And a lot of the kind of the artifice lanterns are all done in. And again, that staircase that leads from the top of the pit down to the back entrance of the forge, that's completely that is all completely reinforced now with a lot of bronzed fittings. So you swoop on down and like you kind of walk in, you see like you walk in, you see kind of Sal and Pythor kind of looking over an anvil, and you see it kind of like it's like, I'm telling you, if you gotta heat it slowly, otherwise it'll stop melting. This, and Vulcan's like, I built the bloody thing. I can tell you, if it won't melt. Hold on, what was it? Blast it all! Can I tell you, it won't melt. I built this bloody shield, made out of stronger stuff than you and I. Can't melt. It won't melt no matter how hot you think you can make this forge.
Opa's not interrupting. Opa's not interrupting. She's just watching this play out.
And like you see, kind of like by that, like after kind of Vulcan's kind of like doing that, you see kind of Sal just kind of like spit to you, and he kind of turns around and is like, Jesus, visitor. Hi, Opa.
And hello to you too, Vulcan. It's nice to see you. And you too, Sal.
Mr. Sofa. That's I can't say I was expecting you. We're still we're not quite ready on the old working here. But it's a trip of pleasure, is it?
Well, not quite. It is somewhat business, but it is I didn't quite expect you to have finished it just yet. Which is not me trying to disparage your abilities. I mean, you are a literal deity of the forge.
True.
I more so. I've come into a little bit of coin, and I had thought to myself, what is the most beneficial thing that I could do with it? And I would like to help me craft something. Something that will help one of my compatriots possibly keep up a little bit longer should everything break bad. So
You see, the moment you mention make something, his eyebrow just kind of raises, like, what you got in mind there?
I was thinking sort of like a necklace charm. Something protective, shielding, something to give heart and hearty to the wearer.
Do you have a magical item in mind?
I do. I was thinking the Amulet of Health.
Let me just have a browse at this.
Of course.
But
It's in Vulcan's Argos catalog.
yeah. In that case, actually, so what are the component pieces?
Does not have a primary ingredient nor a secondary ingredient, but if you want me to go fight something, I will.
Bracket.
Doesn't, you know, he obviously, like, he'll need he will need an amulet for the base.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing, like, there's nothing special he needs, like, for like Persephone's luck blade. He's just kind of like, hey, yes, I'm all too familiar. Yeah, it's I used to mass produce them, frankly, for the old war effort back in the day to really keep the lads on the ground hard and hearty. Yeah, I think I've still got that in me. I'd appreciate if you could source a necklace for me, but if you can't, I can just take a value for it.
I'll look into sourcing a necklace. Something of what's I have forgotten the word. Me, have forgotten the word for when something has value emotionally to a person.
Sentimental.
Yes. I will
The
go
chorus of
and-
sentimentality comes up.
I will go and do my best to source something of sentimental value with which we may use as a base for this in that case. To better represent us collectively.
That sounds right and shiver. Well, I'll add that to the list of jobs. That'll take about 5 more days from now. We can, and I can. That's small enough. I think the bird can transport that straight to you when it is finished.
Appreciate it greatly.
Oh, that reminds me. You know, by the time I get while you are here, I'd lose my fucking head if it wasn't dropped onto my shoulders. I have finished. There was a requisition work by Master Jury that I only wrapped up there this morning. I kept meaning to put it on the birds and send it out to you, but if you're here, I can send it on if you'd be so kind as to transport it to him.
I would be more than happy to do so.
And he passes to you a bag of a velveteen bag of rings.
Ooh.
If I recall correctly, Eric, it was 1 for each.
It was no. It was 2, but like as in it was of a, the second one was of a like one of them was for me, and the other one was like of a size that it could fit on
Fit to
everybody's
anyone,
hands. Like they might
yes.
have to put it on different fingers, but like as in, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So it's it's a little velveteen bag of 2 rings. That you of all people definitely get like a radiating magical essence off of.
Oh, this is wonderful. I should be glad to deliver them. I've actually got I've got some objects actually that I think might be, if I give you the full cost, and I give you some objects that I think might be nice to incorporate it into the design of the amulet. That also work.
Of course, I've got me hand as a bit of a jeweler on the side, as well as a master blacksmith. So I could incorporate that.
Wonderful. Perfect. I shall leave these with ye, and Kev, I'm going to just send you the objects that I'm leaving with him, and yeah.
Grand. And so you want them kind of incorporated into the amulet of health.
Yeah, into the sort of design for it. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah.
Cool. And well, as one old to another, I'll see you when our bones are together again. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry, Vulcan.
And
it's been a long couple days.
Don't even worry. Dan, to be honest with you. Yep.
All right.
But lass, you're not a fucking year over 300. You're still a wee babby to me.
That's very kind of ye, but I'm almost 400.
When you get to 5,000, you can give me a call.
Opa is taking a mental
hang
note.
on, actually, what? Sorry, no, with 500. He's only even 5. But when you get to 600, give me a call.
What kind of call is this?
I would just like to note to everybody else, Opa is closer in age to the 5 than she is to the rest of you.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
come
you
on.
also gotta remember that the 5, although, like, particularly someone like Kira, where she looks like she's, like, 21, forever 21, she is over 500 years old.
How long have you been sitting on that?
Deification.
All right.
Yeah.
I shall.
So you say your goodbyes to Vulcan and Sal, and you zip back off on Nigel. Listen, I think we'll come back to maybe a couple more scenes. But I think we're at about time to take a 20-minute break.
Cool. All right.
Ooh.
Why?
So we pick back up our Tales of Astoria filler arc. With let's rejoin the old oxen trade, shall we? So Persephone, you have 10 barrels of Astorian piss
Yes.
that you wish to turn into 30 barrels of true Astorian piss.
We also have 2 barrels of Astorian gold.
You also have 2 barrels of true blue fine wine.
Mm. Okay. Persephone is going...
So I'll say by this point then, like the celebrations in Astoria were a week long, but that kicked off before you guys went to the necropolis. So by the time your plan really gets set into motion, the party's pretty much winded down, and like a lot of the cleanings, like a lot of the cities get being cleaned up by kind of everyone. And kind of cleaning all the streets and just kind of like re-establishing business. So that means that there are, like as you kind of pointed out, there are a lot of empty barrels that are kind of just knocking around. Some of them were dented, some of them were damaged. There's a lot of them that were going to be kind of repurposed.
Okay, so Persephone is going to make his way to the Dragon's... What's it called? Dragons?
Dragon's Tooth.
Dragon's Tooth, but on the way, he's going to look for any pristine barrels.
There is...
Damaged ones will be fine as well, because if these are very old wines, then there's maybe some wear to it.
There is truly dozens. They've been picked up and kind of stacked along the streets, but they are definitely being waited until a sanitation department comes and kind of starts collecting them on trolleys to kind of repurpose throughout the city and just kind of off. So there is an embarrassment of barrels around this city, and considering the fact that you guys are are such popular celebrities in the town of Astoria, most people aren't charging you for really any goods or services. So if you ask hey, can I take your trash? Everyone's people are gonna be like, yeah, absolutely. Do you want do you want some of my actual stuff as well? Yeah, you can take the barrels that. Nobody's going to stop you, I'll say.
A generosity. Okay, Persephone is going to take 20 of the best looking barrels that he can find.
Yeah, no, there are 20. You fit. I'm assuming that Jiri and the mule are taking the wagon around the city picking up these barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah, just load it up and put it next to the salt.
Okay.
You find, among everything, dealing with, talking to kind of various locals of Astoria, you find exactly what you're looking for. 20 pristine, well-built barrels. I'm not even going to get any rolls like that. There is a lot of them around.
Okay. What Persephone now needs is to find a barrel maker. Or carpenter, whichever.
Well, not to put my thumb on the scales too much, but I'm sure a certain king could point you in the direction of a barrel maker or a carpenter.
I need to find a carpenter. Okay, I guess we'll take a trip to Pythor.
Yeah.
You head up the steps of the palace into the throne room, and you find Pythor sitting very more relaxed than you think you've actually ever seen him. More kind of laid back. He is sitting wearing sunglasses indoors.
Are you asleep, Papa?
He has a very large smile on his face.
Oh,
he does not respond to you.
He's a sleepy teddy. Oh, okay.
Bad luck.
Persephone is going to look for his Pythor's, what's the term? Steward?
Advisor?
There's there's
He's
some guards.
bored.
Guy that runs the ship.
You actually in like as you kind of like walk in, like there's guards obviously posted all around the palace. There's and like there's some kind of like some obviously like dignitaries and officials kind of like walking kind of from room to room. But actually, as you kind of walk in, you see him sitting there with a big old grin in his face, just kind of like looking as if he's kind of looking over his hall, but with sunglasses on, with a big smile on his face. And in walks actually Honora, with definitely some kind of official, with some sort of city official. Like, yes, and we get the sanitation workers start picking up the barrels now, and then we can get the reach distributed. We've got a buyer actually in Mitros that can take some. Oh, Persephone, Master Jury, a pleasure. What are you passing through to pick up something for a room, or what? How can I help you?
We're actually looking to speak to Father Stewart. See if we can organize something.
He to be honest, he gets like this when he celebrates. We call it the wake of the party. It's actually kind of astonishing. He just sits there for a day straight.
Is it because he's sleeping?
It's up. Oh yeah, no, he has not slept in the 7 days since sacrifice. He was awake and drinking the entire time. So like when the party ends, so when the party ends, he literally sits on the throne, puts on the glasses, and just sleeps completely still. If anything, the grin is off-putting. I think he learned it. I think he learned to do it to like put on a good front, but it's unnerving because he also doesn't move at all.
I feel when his time comes, he would be a very happy corpse.
If his time ever comes, I mean, he's 5 centuries old, and I mean, God, I can't even imagine to begin with to think what had happened to a God. Anyway, with talking of deicide aside, you want to speak to a representative? I mean, I've had to. As I said, this isn't the first time this happened. I tend to take up a lot of the responsibilities of the city when he's like this. What do you need? What do you need done?
Even better. Well, I have a bit of a favor to ask, don't you feel inclined?
What's the favor?
Well, now, I would really love to say he's not a friend, but for the purposes of this, a friend in town. He's looking to break into the local wine market. And I told him that I had an in at the palace. So all that's needed is for you to buy a batch of his wine, about 30 barrels or so, and that's it. I am told it is very good stuff.
You know that we have a contract with Theracles, with Theracles in his vineyard. Why am I setting up another contract with another vineyard? What are you trying to achieve here, Persephone?
Eve, I'm just trying to do a favor for this person in order for them to do a favor for me and my friends.
It's a benefit in a monopoly, variety is the spice of life.
Look. I will organize this first batch, 30 barrels, to be at a discount for dear old father here, once he wakes up, he will want something to satisfy his thirst. All that sleeping gets his thirsty work.
There's
So,
just why?
and so help me. If after 2 casks you are not satisfied, you may throw my friend in prison.
And what are you getting in return for selling wine to the palace?
A very good deal.
I
Look.
who? Okay, who am I?
Sister, I will be honest with you. I am looking to branch out, expand my horizons. I cannot just leave off being Pythor's son.
And who, pray tell, am I buying this these 30 casks from?
Journey, do you remember his name?
You'll know him when you see him. You know, I do not think many people come to your house with 30 barrels of wine. What if we give him a code word? Then you will know it is the person we sent. Your Highness, what code word do you think we should use?
Also, out of character, Kev. What the hell was his name?
You never asked.
Okay.
You never asked.
Okay, what if? Okay, so if Yusuf, your brother, Yusefani's friend, comes in and says, "Stretch," then you will know. You will know it is our own, not an imposter. How about that?
Is this agreeable?
Okay. Actually, roll me a persuasion check.
I want to help.
Oh.
Yeah.
My God. Motherfucker, god damn.
Roll with advantage, yeah?
Hey, Dave.
Yeah,
Are you doing maths in your head again?
I'm fiddling with my sheets. And persuasion. 12.
With advantage?
Yeah, you don't want to ask what the other one was.
Sure.
No, Persephone, we can't. Persephone, it's been we have to get commerce back up and running after the week that we've had. I can't go messing around with contract law.
Can I do a deception?
Hold on a moment. Persephone, if I may talk to you for a moment. You know, we will be out of town when he discovers that the Northern Piper will not take the baskets. So I think maybe it will still be fine.
Okay.
Or maybe better yet, Pythor wakes up and he decides to take it anyway. I do not think we need to cause rift between you and your new sister.
It's a
We
good
can fucking
point.
lie to that dude. It'll be fine. Like, what is the problem? He's going to like us even less somehow? No.
Very good point. As they say where I'm from, fuck that guy.
Persephone, we can't go messing with contract laws, especially not now. Besides, I need to replenish our stores for the palace. Seracles is already sending several dozen barrels down from the vineyard. We can't. Things are already in motion. We can't mess with the law with the contract on that.
Will you need help moving these barrels? I could help you.
No, we've got a team of we got a staff of workers already moving carts up to the vineyard. We don't need we don't need
When
we
will
don't
they
need
be arriving back here?
I don't know. I'd have to check the timetable. I'm sorry. I've
In
got
regards to the barrel boys, anyway.
I'm sorry. I've actually got I've got to run now. I've got to meet with a dignitary from Arisha. It's a pleasure as always. I've got to go, and she kind of she basically kind of just beelines it then kind of out of the throne room.
Just go. Listen, I think
Well, that could have gone better. Could have gone better. Okay. Look.
That's quite the week. If he wakes up and your one says that, oh, you said you promised to buy this for me, he might be like, yes. Or then he's the idiot. We'll be fucking out of here.
This is true.
Untraceable. Because you and I were so we're so stealthy in our appearance. We're not distinguishable at all. It will be fun.
Nobody would ever think to look for us. Never.
We just we're heroes. We wouldn't lie. No. And we just spent so long cleaning the streets.
Persephone's going to really loudly. Persephone's going to really loudly clatter all over the floor with his hooves, like click clop, as he's walking out, and shout, "But goodbye, Papa!"
Like after Honora left, the throne room was a wide, echoey room, and the old there was outside just kind of a handful of posted guards that are standing solemnly watching. Your loud clattering kind of echoes and shouts through, and as you kind of look back to see if he wakes up, nothing.
Just as we're at
he doesn't even look like he's breathing.
Okay. Just as we're on the threshold of this room, I want to just stop really quick and turn to Beast and be listen. When Kiro sent the letter to the rest of us, it was I will be here during these dates. Come when you are ready, and we sort of had the idea that maybe this will be a bit of a far-reaching, perilous journey. And I know you sort of got a bit roped in while you happened to be in town, and just maybe now is the time to perhaps write a note to Pythor or anyone else who might be missing you when you leave soon. Just maybe keep that in mind, no? If there's anyone here who would want to know if you're gone.
Okay. Persephone's going to scroll a quick note that says, "Gone to find my mom. Enjoy the wine," and stick it in Pythor's beard.
Yeah, no, you get it right up there. You put it you roll it up into a little button, a little scroll, and just kind of pop it, tie it up, pop it in the beard, and again, nothing. The beard kind of rustle, you kind of rustle it into the beard, and still sunglasses on, just grinning.
Do you know what we never did? We never asked about that carpenter. Boy. Sister!
You run off and you find Honora just before she enters the room, and we'll kind of glance over this. You ask her, and she puts you into contact them with a contract carpenter in the city. And while that is happening, I want to ask the class. So I still want to see if there's anyone else. So particularly Callie, Juno, or Atalanta. Is there anything any of you want to do in Astoria while again we have this downtime?
Callie would like to ask to braid Atalanta's hair.
And she's gonna say no, hard no to that.
Oh, but I'll braid it out of your face. I'll braid it out of your face.
No.
You don't have a ponytail anymore, so it might get in your way.
The only one who's allowed to touch my hair is are my sisters, and I believe you are not quite there.
Not quite. I see, but I could get there.
Why don't I show you how to use some of your weapons? Would you like to do some
Huh?
combat training while we waste time here?
Oh, sure. You'll find I'm very bad.
Oh,
know.
can I get in
That's
on that
why I
action?
offered. Yes, come along.
Oh, nice one.
It's a priority.
Is there like a training kind of round area here that they can go to?
Oh yeah, there's a guards barracks just like outside one of the gates, and there's a courtyard full of like training dummies. Like they're pretty like standard like kind of training courtyard for the guards of Astoria. Like that, obviously you all get like full access to because saviors of the city. Like they
Yeah.
like the captain of the guard like kind of like like absolutely it'd be an honor to have you train in our yard.
I feel like
You know,
I feel like Atalanta's kind of like every morning, like she does yoga and she comes here for like a few hours. So I feel like when like she brings the others like there, like everyone knows her. They're like, like that kind of like, oh yeah, how are you getting on? Like general.
Oh yeah,
kind
like
of a regular here.
Oh yeah, like they've asked you to even like train, like, because you're obviously, aside from being a hero of legend, you are also notably an Amazonian warrior from Themis. Something they do, like, people here do not see a lot of. Theman Amazons obviously being a very mighty a group of warriors, so they have absolutely asked you to like train them in some tactics from Themis.
Yeah, Atalanta's gonna show Juno and Kali like specifically how to throw like daggers like
Oh.
into the targets.
Yeah, so you spent some time kind of training your prowess, training your body and your mind.
Actually, Callie's not terrible with a dagger.
Yeah, like I'm presuming, yeah, Bard and Paladin, like you've already got like proficiency with like simple range weapons. So
It says I have written down here simple weapons.
yeah. So like you're just kind of like you're just polishing up on your skill, just kind of getting kind of, as I said, like get in with the guards of the city who you kind of who again you give them I mean, like, it's a very kind of buddy. You kind of give them some pointers to give you some pointers.
Oh, Callie has no pointers to offer here.
This is also like a ploy to like, bond with Atalanta.
Yes, absolutely.
She 100% does not see this as a time to bond with these people. She's very much focused on like they need to get their sword, their dagger skills up to scratch. No intended.
We understand that. We don't care. We're still spending time with you.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So yeah, that's your guys' kind of week. So I suppose before we cut to the last leg of the Great Oxen heist, one important question kind of remains: is what are you guys doing with the Horn of Balmitria?
Oh fuck! We have to bring that back to the temple.
Whoops.
We're not leaving yet. Could we wait until next week when Louise is here? Because Nefel currently has the horn, I believe. I think.
Good point.
In the group.
Yeah.
Like Nefel huffed it back at the temple, but like I'm assuming that like it would have just kind of passed from one to the next.
Did we leave the vital artifact with our friend who is notorious
Oh shit.
for losing everything that he has?
We
You know
might
what? I
have.
think you are right.
I guess
Probably
that's
in the
another thing
wagon.
that
I
we
wouldn't
can
worry
do
about it.
with Atalanta is we can just corner him and get it.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna be terribly picky about that. Like, if one of you wants to have taken it off him after he huffed its fumes,
It's pretty heavy. I assume we left it in the wagon.
yeah, like it's like it's being kept safe. I'll say as much. Like, so do you guys want to leave that then till before you go, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if we can fucking wrap this up now tonight. So, Dave, you have a carpenter, one of the craftsmen of Astoria.
So, my friend, for us, the heroes of the city, I have a very simple job for you. Okay?
Yeah. What's the job?
Okay, I have 30 barrels. And I want you to basically build in a removable bottom that will stop about a third of the way into the barrel.
Oh, I'm fucking getting it.
So we can keep two things in one barrel. Liquids. Can you do this?
Sure. I mean, I'm just a fucking carpenter. You're hero legend. Yeah, I'm not gonna question your fucking your ways. Yeah, Honora sent me a letter. Yeah, what? Yeah, your 30 barrels are in that wagon there. I'll get my guys on that. Yeah, sure.
I appreciate your
boys,
candor.
put a lid in the middle.
This guy.
And yeah, so he gets his he gets a team then kind of on that. That takes most of an afternoon. You've now got 20 a third of the way full barrels. Or actually you want 30 of them then.
Yes.
Yeah, he works on getting 30 of them done.
Okay. Once they're done, Jerry, I need you to come with me to the river.
Yes, listen. I'm still on board. I have complete faith in you in this. Let's go.
Yeah, no, you go down. There's an inlet to the river back where you saved Honora, the rock of the rock of Esther. What?
I just seem to be sad treasured memories. Remember when we were all trained to this? Oh.
These were good times. Good times.
And
okay, we're gonna fill all of these barrels about 2/3 full of water from the river, and then place the fake bottoms in.
Yeah, so you
doing it.
yeah, that's the two of you spend then the rest of the evening filling up 30 barrels, 2/3 of the way full of river water.
Part of this plan gets better and better. Swoosh. And then we do it.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's no skill checks here. You're just filling barrels full of water. This isn't a tricky thing. It's just time consuming.
It's just a thing to do.
It's just a thing. You said you do it. You do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, once that is done, we are going to take the piss wine and fill the rest of all of them bar 2.
Okay. Yeah. So so with the 10 barrels of absolute shit that you got from Theracles, you fill all 30 of your barrels up a third of the way, thus having now 30 full 12, as you said, 28 filled barrels of part river water, part wine.
Okay. And the last 2 going to fill with one of the barrels of the good stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, now as well, I'm assuming the good stuff barrel, that's got a fancy label on it, right?
Yep.
We're gonna need to find a scribe, baby.
That's
you
you.
go.
You've got good. You're good with your hands. Why can't you do it? You don't need
Okay,
anyone else knowing that we're involved in forgery.
that is very true. Do I?
These are trade secrets, my friend.
Yeah, like if you want to hit me with a sleight of hand, if you want to start forging fake labels.
Oh boy. Wanna give you some help there, Jerry?
Yes.
My roll.
I'm gonna
I
say
think I'll like.
I'm gonna say I'm actually gonna tell you that like you gotta beat like a DC 15.
That was an act one, so I did not do that. Oh, sleight of hand, yeah.
Yeah.
That is 19.
You create you make
This is my
30
boy right there.
very convincing labels for the barrels that you can pretty confidently pass off as vintage, as a story in vintage.
Once Persephone is
A
finished,
lot of
like
art in my life.
the
but
the
this is a
final
fucking
flourish,
masterpiece.
the final flourish on the final label, he's just gonna stand back with hands on his hips, super proud, like it's all coming together. And
So, as I was saying, like, you know, I think like this, like between seeing an aura, getting the barrels, getting the water, and doing the labels is like a day. So you go to sleep, you wake up the next morning, and
we take our cart and our barrels to that guy.
he gave you at least like kind of a he gave you a contact. Not his name,
We'll have
but he gave you
our people call your people. He's
yeah,
fine.
like he gave you basically a location where he would meet. And you head down, and there now is a paddock which contain 6 oxes. And standing in the middle is again this resplendently oily man in fine purple silk vestments and his trademark bronze hat glimmering in the morning sunlight. It's like, yes, Master Centaur. I've been waiting for your arrival.
Tell us, friend, before we conduct our full business. I didn't catch your name the first time we met.
Oh, my name.
Yeah.
Many people refer to me as Sisyphus.
Sisyphus. Or just
I didn't
Sisyphus.
catch your name, good sir.
So look, this is don't give him your real name.
Oh, they call me, you know, eventually.
A fine pleasure, eventually. So, what's I see you have organized I can see on your wagon that you have organized my vintages for sale.
Yes, 30 of the finest vintages that can be bought in this city.
I've got to say, it is an impressive feat that you have managed to part Mr. Theracles with such a resplendent amount of his vintage.
Yes, well, let's just say he owed us a favor.
Well, obviously, I am a man who has to know what he is getting into, so please Pour me a glass of what will soon be mine.
Of course, you have
I
not
like my armor over it.
like this.
And I'm like, are you a fucking barbarian? You can't just open these casks and aerate the whole barrel. Fucking contaminate it, we'll lose all value. No, we couldn't possibly let you try a drink.
We will give you one sip.
I don't know,
I
it seems
have.
such a risk.
I have a very esteemed palate. I think one sip will tell me all I need to know.
Persephone's going to go to the cast of the finest wine, obviously, and pour a goblet of that.
While you're doing this, I want you to give me just an overall deception check, just for how you're kind
I'm gonna
of
help.
for just kind of how you're composing yourself throughout this. How eventually is composing himself throughout this entire thing.
You gave me the help action, did you, Eric?
Yeah.
The overall deception
Mm-hmm.
is 24, not natural.
Yes. Fuck. Hell yes. Fuck
Hook,
yes.
line, and sinker.
He's got the goblet. He's swirling it. He's sniffing it. He's like,
oh, he is making so many wet mouth noises. The entire time. He's kind of really kind of deeply sniffing it. He's licking his lips.
I'm gonna Persephone turns to Jared like, if I thought we would be seeing this, I don't think I would have gone through with the whole thing.
Okay.
Don't. Oh my. No.
The head on it is very, very fragrant. I am picking up notes of lilac and raspberry.
Like I'm got my head in my hand and I turn to use him. He's like, yeah, this is a fucking oaky vintage. He's smelling my perfume. This is fucking embarrassing.
I can tell. And he kind of closes his eyes and he's kind of swishes it around his mouth. I was like, definitely. It is 40 years old. It was this particular blend was crafted in the winter of this. And he's just going off. He's absolutely making up shit at this point. And he's like, and after making far too many just satisfying groaning noises,
everybody's just cringing.
he finally finishes the glass and was like, yes, this will do quite nicely. I agree to take the 30 barrels. But before I hand over the oxes, I believe you also promised me an ear to the king himself.
Persephone is going to turn quickly to Jerry. So, what was the password that you suggested?
Oh yes. As you imagine, this is a very coveted position. You will have to say stretch to Honora or Pythor, and then they will know exactly what.
I am to approach the king or the princess and refer to myself as Stretch.
Yes, because obviously you are aware of the palace's arrangements with the other winemaker of this city.
Of course. They have to work on doing some under-the-table clandestine dealings. I do plenty of dealings in Mitros. I understand how this cookie crumbles.
Yes. Now, to your end of the bargain.
Well, as it was agreed upon, and he pulls from like a little kind of satchel around his side, just like a small kind of scroll. It's like, if you sign this deed here, you now own this paddock and all creatures included in it that are currently grazing upon it.
Okay, at a quick glance, what can Bucephone see that is grazing upon it?
I like at a glance, as he said, he ain't Ruben on this touch. He owned 6 pretty, healthy looking oxen. Currently just grazing on this morning paddock.
Okay. Stephanie's going to quickly glance at Jury and just give a big like, we doing this?
I don't even look at the oxen. I'm just nodding furiously. I'm so on a high right now. Not a literal one, just the emotional one of Stonks.
Someone stop. Stephanie's going to grab the thing and sign it immediately.
Question.
Wait. Do you want to... Wait, hang on. I'm before you sign it, you're like, do you want me to sign it so you are not implicated in this with your fake name or also sully your princely reputation?
Okay. We could co-sign it.
You want to make a business name?
Oh. Yes.
What, you would have him partner on the same level as you?
Yes.
Historians are a truly strange bunch.
Ooh. Yes, well, you enjoy your wine.
Oh, I will.
Oh God. So,
And
are
he,
we coming up with?
With our business name that we will reveal to you next week.
Yeah, as you guys are kind of signing that kind of contract, he like snaps his fingers, and a couple of healthy looking dudes and ladies kind of come and start just like unloading your wagon and start loading another wagon. And as you said, you co-sign this with a legitimate business name, and he basically kind of like print like he takes it, like he takes a copy of that, takes that one, has another kind of copy, passes that up to, like, and our dealings here are done, my good sir. I hope to see you at the auctions again. You've been a very amicable soul.
Yes, it's been an absolute period of time dealing with you.
Righto, chums! To the palace, where we will gain monetary value. And he kind of saunters off with the cane towards the cart. And you are now left wineless, however, now in the possession of 6 oxen in a paddock outside Astoria.
Hey, we do still have that one nice cask of wine.
Yeah.
Okay, so Steph's going to look at Jury. We've got to get the hell out of here.
Yes, here's while I will sell you up the rest again. If you want to go and I know you know the city well from Andor, so if you want to go and see if there's any farmers who would be willing to, or see if whoever was currently minding those oxen can mind them again, just change of ownership, but their farm stays the same. You know what I mean? There's no way Sisyphus was taking care of these himself, so we found whoever was looking after them, and we'd just be like, "Hey, it's us now. We're such a fool. Don't worry about it."
Oh, hey, I'm the ranch hand here. I have been feeding these
Is
oxen.
the kid from the Dragon Tooth?
Look, my friend.
No, different kid.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, couldn't suffer that.
But just this real pimply kind of teen. Like, you're kind of shocked that he apparently spent so much time on the farm because he's incredibly pale. I've been feeding these oxen for Sisyphus for a couple of months now. I think I'm written in that deed that you also. I think you own me now as well.
This Sisyphus guy, I do not
God,
like
they
you.
bought a slave.
No, at least. How would you like to be? You seem a smart young man. How would you like to be part of a business?
I gotta say, it's the first time anybody said that to me.
That
Maybe
you are
it's your
smart,
face.
or that you'd like to be a part of a business?
Got nothing else to do except for feed these oxen, so sure.
Okay, my friend. Look, what we want you to do right now, these oxen, we have a little plot of land not too far away from the town, a little village. You will know this village by the giant three. How many arms?
6.
8.
8? 6.
Six arms.
6. I mean, yeah, if you're talking about thick book, yes, 6.
Goes by the name of Thickbook. Both of you will take care of these oxen.
And listen, I know
Like,
people have
he's-
certain
he's-
discussions,
yeah.
but make no mistake, we want these oxen to fuck and have what to have our investment compound. You understand?
His eyes widen at the thought of approaching a Geigen. Oh.
He is a lovely guy.
Oh. For the record, actually, as well, Louise had let me know before session that her plan for the week was to spend all 5 days in Woodhike with Thickbug.
He's
Okay.
now in the conga lines.
Fantastic.
He probably took a conga line there.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, so we're sending our oxen off to Woodhike.
Yeah, so this guy, he kind of he rounds them up, he puts them on puts them on a whole bunch of leashes and just kind of starts just whipping them with not like a whip, but the kind of reeds, kind of brushing them towards that. Come on, all you, because we got a long walk ahead of us. I think this, oh jeez, it's gonna take all day. Okay, let's go, and they're off. Grand. So, the oxen are
All
brought.
that out of here quickly.
The oxen are brought out to Woodhike, and from there, I think we are going to then kind of just time skip then to the end of this 5-day period. Kira's kind of been bebopping around the entire time, from person to person, but she caught up with pretty much all of you across of it. She was kind of partying a lot when that was still going on, but then, resting, and then she kind of also just hanging around the tavern. Actually, yeah, no, you definitely did want to, you did say that you wanted to talk to Kira at one point, so when things are kind of easing down after you've acquired your oxen, you find a quiet moment with her in one of the alcoves of the Palace of Astoria.
No, pardon me. I was just saying that, I can totally wait until either on the way until we get to Mitros. I've done a lot this sesh, so I'm happy to close off if for anybody else do their stuff.
No, that's no. You did say you want to do this before session, so I'm happy to run it.
Alright, well, listen. On the fucking high from how it doesn't matter when in the week this is. I'm on a high from how fucking well that oxen shit is doing, and and the booze and just having fun with Atlanta and just really detoxing for the first time in a while. I'm gonna go talk to her in private, and I'm just gonna be like, Kira, do you have a moment to spare? I want to talk to you about something a little serious.
I mean, we're taking time off. I have several moments to spare, of course, for you, Jury, anything.
I was thinking a lot about what you said. When after, the thing with the main ads and I just wanted to ask if you trusted me, first of all?
Whew. Yes, yes, of course, Jerry. Of course, I trust you. You've never steered me wrong. You're the prey dynamic aside. You've been my stalwart companion. This entire time. I've put my life on the line for you, and you've put your life on the line for me. Of course, I trust you.
It's good to know. I'm aware that you are aware from your letter that I have some baggage in Mitros, and I know Acastus is your brother-in-law and Valis is your sister, but I just if things go badly for me there, or you hear things about me and perhaps, I don't know, my temperament, or that I'm not a good person, I just wanted to earnestly ask that you would take into account your own view of my character before, while listening to
She puts
anything you might hear.
while you're kind of stumbling for the word, she puts her hand on your shoulder. It's like, Jerry, I know your character well enough to know that you will only flare up if you are given reason. And besides, candidly, and we're not in Mitros. This isn't really this wouldn't be treason too much, but Acastus is kind of a wang. I don't know what my sister sees in him, but hey, I mean, I don't understand half the decisions Pythor makes either. So siblings aren't exactly on all the same brainlengths. Besides, she kind of tings your armor a little bit with her knuckle. It's like if anybody's saying a bad word about you, they'll have to get through me first. And she kind of raises her very thin, sprightly arms, very 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 little muscle on them, and she kind of raises them, she kind of boxer stance.
Aww, so cute.
He's been incredibly tense the whole time, but and he's usually pretty tense and just stiff most of the time. But he sort of takes a breath and relaxes a bit, and his ears do that little animal twitch. When he's willing to say that, is it? Yes, you're right, kind. That's very good to know. I was really worried that you would be disappointed, or perhaps abandon me altogether.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't be disappointed. I only brought it up because you did maybe promise that Minotaur that you dissipated into nothingness, that you would cleave Castus's head from his shoulders.
Yeah, that's true, and I don't regret that. First of all, it's just I don't want you hearing anything new and thinking maybe this guy actually sucks. I may have done. Listen. Virginia maybe was not the most studious fellow in my time. I've really turned around, and I really care.
Jerry, have you met any of my followers? They all fuck. I wouldn't. There's no judgment on anybody's preferences. I'm not here to have expectations. But listen, that's if you do or not, that is fine.
I don't think you understand. It's fine. Thank you. Between you and me, also, we have to haul ass out of here very soon.
Well, yeah, we got big plans. We gotta go find a ghost ship. We've got to go, talk to the Wang. We've got to go.
Oh, right, the boat. Fuck, there's so much else going on. You know what? You'll know it when you see it. Okay. I've run away. I've gone.
Bye-bye. So, I think, yeah, so there we'll move. So, as I was saying, so she obviously talking to Jury there, she caught up with kind of all of you at just various points across the week. And she kind of, let's say, she basically says to you, okay, so we know the plan. We know the plan now is to, so the plan right now is obviously to go pick up the weapons from, why am I forgetting
Vulcan,
his
our BFF.
name? Vulcan. We gotta go pick up the weapons for Vulcan at the Nether Forges and then head straight on to Mitros to go talk to Acastus about trying to find the Ultras. I believe the most pertinent way would be to go from the Mithril Mines directly to Mitros. So I think when we leave Astoria now, we shan't be returning before too long. So I think any final dealings you have here, I believe, probably have to be wrapped up. And we'll obviously leaving Pythor will want to see you out. And so we kind of cut. So you guys are prepping to leave. Do you want to do anything with the dragon horn before you go?
I think we wanted to wait until Louise was here to have Nefel get over.
Because it seems pretty with the foresight stuff. It seems pretty Nefel heavy. So if we could do that then,
Yeah.
Or do you guys want to discuss it amongst ourselves now?
I think it
I'm
would
fine
be
with
good
waiting.
to wait until Louise is back.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, then in that case, I believe we are going to end our session there.
Cool.
Because it wouldn't make sense to have you guys leave Astoria and then cut back to giving the horn over. So I think so like we had a lot of downtime, a lot of character growth. I think we'll pick back up the plot next week.
Oh, there was plenty of plot there. Kevin and Wade talking about the stonks. But okay.
You like pina coladas?
I'm getting caught in the rain.
Not into yoga.
Kev have to say us out first.
Thank you one and all for listening. If you are listening to this in the future, I hope you're having a wonderful day, evening, or time. Please do all of the good engagement of subscribing, watching, liking, that whole smorgasbord. And we are outie. Okay, thanks, bye.
Bye.
I'm not much into health food.
If you
I
have,
am
have
into
really-
champagne.
If you like my
this.
cat,
Goodbye,
Bye,
everyone.
love the ocean.
Bye.